Welcome, moms. Welcome to Inside the Moms Club. I'm your host, Monica Samuels. Here I am with Julie Orchid, my co-host. Hello, Julie.
Hey, Monica.
This is going to be a very fun show. I mean, we are so honored today.
I mean, listen, how can you not have fun? We've got like
Well, right,
penguins
and
and you've got
all
those pig,
ex-
stuffed animals. So I'm excited.
exactly. Yeah, no, this is fun. So we're having a superstar of children's music is with us today. We couldn't be more honored. If we had Barney himself right here sitting in the studio. I mean, this
Eh,
this couldn't be any
Very
bigger.
true.
So we are
Very
so
true.
excited. And actually I'm much more excited. No offense to Barney, but I think this interview will be much more interesting.
Yeah. I mean,
Because I'm not sure how much
I've
a
had
purple
I've
dinosaur
had
can tell you.
so much fun this morning,
It has been fun because we've been remembering the
hmm
children's songs that our kids, because our kids are older, they've moved on to other music, but
Yes.
what was your favorite song when your kids were little? What
Okay, so in my brain that plays over and over because I used to drive to North Carolina all the time is Little Einstein. And that was, I have a 23-year-old and an 18-year-old, and that plays in my head over and over. And we also did music class, and I can honestly say everything that we did when they were children, that was absolutely pivotal. They still to this day remember it.
Well, what I loved was I loved that they taught important lessons in some of these songs. So we enjoyed Joe McDermott, and he had a song called "Don't drop a brick on your no, don't drop a brick on your foot, it will hurt." And so my kids learned that lesson. They never dropped a brick on their foot. That was great. But I only wish that he had put a song out called "Don't throw a baseball at mommy's head when she's not ready for it yet." That would have been really
That
good.
would have been really
Yeah.
helpful.
Or my niece, whose daughter's in cheer, said she's like a song that says, "Yeah, don't practice your headstand in front of mommy's face." So, but there's all kinds of things. The great thing about kids' music is there's so much you get out of it, and there's so many things. Like my mom, who's 87 years old, to this day, when she comes to visit us, every morning with my mother starts with, "Oh, Mr. Sun, Sun, Mr. Golden Sun, please shine down on me." And so every morning, I mean, I just sing that to myself because it's so cheerful. Well, I remember that. And then there's some things about kids' music that sticks with you that's kind of a little bit, sometimes a little sad and emotional. Like when I was practicing law, our recruiting coordinator's son was 2, he passed away. And the funeral, they played at the end of the funeral, "I Love You" from Barney. And everybody was in tears. We all know that song. And so it's like kids' music is just
Oh, I think it's critical all the
it's
way around to
yes,
have that going on.
it
So,
is. So
um
we are so thrilled. Oh, we gotta get
oh,
ready.
wait,
This
hold
is a
on.
this is
I gotta
in honor of
reach.
our guest.
Yeah, I
Oh,
gotta
sure,
reach
here I
for
am.
my pig here. Hold on.
Yes, hang on. Get yourself set here. I want to make the big introduction. We are
I
so
think I
honored to
just
have today with us a woman recognized as the queen of kids music by People magazine. She is a singer, songwriter, performer, and author. She has more than 1.7 billion total streams and 578 million YouTube views. Her songs have become beloved classics for children music worldwide. She's about to release her 18th album, Walking with the Penguins. It'll be released in June of 2026. Please welcome Laurie Berkner. Welcome to the Moms Club, Laurie.
Hi, thank you so much.
Thank you for joining
I
us.
mean,
And for those moms out there who don't know,
tell them.
one of your big songs is "Pig on My Head." Is that correct? Oh yes. So I love it.
Yeah, you're doing a great job. He stays up
Isn't
there the whole
I
interview.
know, I know. I'm not
You
kidding. They're
you
gonna
need
want
to
me.
keep it up there all day, Monica.
Oh,
That's how
that's
the
right. You're
song.
supposed to keep it up there all day. That's right.
I mean,
Yeah.
you play a guitar with a pig on your head. At least we could do is, I
Yeah.
mean, seriously.
Well, we are so thrilled to have you here. I know that every kid and mom out there is just excited to hear have you here with us today. Tell us a little bit about. So how did you start playing and singing children's music?
I actually started because I got a job about a year out of college as a music teacher for preschoolers. I wasn't the classroom teacher, but I taught all of the classes at the preschool as their music teacher over the course of the week. It was just a part-time job, and I had done like some music at a camp. As a camp counselor, I was the music counselor at a camp up in Vermont, and I had worked at a daycare and I'd done some babysitting. And so I thought I could do this. And I was horrible. Like I was the worst, the worst. I like didn't bring in anything that they had fun with. They didn't like any of the songs I sang. I couldn't control anything that was happening in the class. Like the kids just ran all over the room. And then eventually I felt kind of at my wit's end. And the person who hired me, the head of the school, said, "Why don't you go and observe the woman who we had for 10 years before you, and maybe you can get some idea." So I did. And I watched her at the piano go like, "Won't you please stand up?" And the kids would go, bloop, these 3-year-olds would, and everybody just seemed to be having fun, enjoying the music. And afterwards, I went up to her and I said, you're like magical. How did you do that? I don't even know how to speak to these kids. I don't think I speak the same language." And she said, "Oh, you shouldn't be talking. Just put it in the music." And that was when I thought, oh, well, I write songs. Maybe I could just write some songs that tell them what I want them to, encourage them to do with their bodies, and how to sing things. And so I started doing that.
I mean, I think that the crowd that you had, these 3-year-olds, people don't realize it's a lot tougher than you think, right? Like, I mean, tough crowd here. You gotta do, kinda go along and play their game and do that. Do you enjoy the writing process or you have audiobooks? Like, what is your favorite part about being a singer?
I mean, I like a lot of parts of it. I I love having written a song. Sometimes I love actually the writing. It's sort of when I'm in it and it's working, I love it. Not, I don't love it so much. And I love being in the studio. I really feel like that's just such a beautifully artistic place to be. There's so much like audio sculpting that happens in there, and imagination building and world building. So I love that. I love doing the shows. I love the meet and greets after the shows. Like the performing is really, yeah, it's really fun to perform, but it also is so personal and special to actually meet the families and kids, some of them who came to the show afterwards, and get to hear like what the kids' favorite song is, what some of their experiences are, just so I have that connection. I mean, I have a huge connection when we're actually singing together in the space and moving around together. But when I'm getting a little sense of how my music fits into someone's life, that is just very beautiful and rewarding for me.
Do you have something that sticks in your head when you talk to a child? Have they said anything to you that really, like, digs in and you're like, "Ooh, that hit," about one of your songs?
It's funny. I feel like the very young kids, they don't talk so much about the songs. It's just, this is my favorite song. I want to hear this song. I want to hear it again. I want to hear it again and again. But then when they get older, and I've been doing this for 30 some long time now, years now. And I get a lot of messages from kids in college, people who are parents now, bringing their kids to my shows. Like just a week ago, I was in Indianapolis, and that was like a tongue twister. I should write in Indianapolis. Anyway, I was there, and one of the people I met afterwards was, their kids were hugging me and seemed, so excited to meet me. And the dad was like, "I just want you to know that I grew up on your music, and so this is really, really special for me to finally like meet you." And I shared the music with my kids because I loved it so much, and now they love it so much, and like those kinds of stories. Or a teenager, or like especially during COVID, 20 somethings in college, or would write and say, "I'm listening to your music because it's the only thing that makes me feel safe right now." And it's very moving.
Yeah, give them some comfort. It must be great, yeah, the sharing those family experiences with generations of families. Where do you how do you decide what to write about? So, when you're deciding to write a kid's song, and I noticed when I was doing research for this, episode, I listened to your song, "Waiting for the Elevator," and I thought, "I have a personal fear of elevators that I've developed over my years." I like, "What?" But I started looking, there's a lot of songs about elevators for kids. And mostly to teach them how to be safe on an elevator. Or there's even one, I guess there was a Joe McDermott song about I got stuck on an elevator, which wasn't very comforting, but so how do you choose like, do you choose it to teach them lessons, or are you just trying to convey it's a sunny day, or you have the song about a pig on your Yeah, how did you decide to write about a pig on your head putting a pig on your what inspired you to write some of your songs?
Well, a lot of different things. Specifically with Pig on Her Head was, I was a music teacher at the West Side Y in the '60s, in New York City, and I would come into the classrooms after the teachers would have the kids all sit on a circle or on the rug, and then to, like, prepare for me to come into the classroom, which meant that I was coming into their space, right? So they would have just been doing something else. So there were a bunch of kids in this one group who, had been playing with plastic animals, and one of the kids, I still remember his name. This was, more than 20 years ago now, but his name was Marco. So he's an adult now. Hey, Marco, wherever you are. He he had this little plastic pig, and he put it on his head. And when I said, "Okay, everybody, put your animals away. We're gonna start music," and he just like sat there with that thing on his head. And I just looked at him and I was like, "Marco, it's time to put the pig away. Marco, it's time to put the pig away." you know? And and he didn't. So I had a choice to make. I was like, "Okay, I can either be kind of like more aggressively disciplining and say like you have to do that 1, 2, 3, or whatever, like kind of be an authoritarian in that moment, or I can make a song about it." And then we can move from there. So I just started singing, "Marco has a pig on his head, pig on his head. Marco has a pig on his head, and he keeps it there all day," like, 'cause he did. And then, yeah, the rest of the kids just they were like, "I want an animal!" And they ran, and they got their animal, and they sat really, like, quietly and like, attentively waiting for me to sing, "Monica has a mouse on her head, Julie has a tiger on her head," and then they make the sound, "What does it say? Oink, oink, oink," and I just started doing it.
Well, I loved it because I saw your documentary part of the documentary, I Happy You Know It, and there you are, and there's adults sitting in the audience, and they're just chilling, and they've got this animal on their head, and it's so fun, and I was just like, "Look at everybody just hanging," turtles,
Well,
monkeys.
and it's so interactive because, of course, you are waiting for your turn, like, "Hey, I got a pig on my head."
Emmy would have a sloth on her head, but
A
yeah,
sloth on your head?
well,
And
that's her favorite stuffed animal.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
yeah, I
so
guess that
that's harder because I don't know what a sloth says.
Oh.
But I do make those things I mean, I try to have fun with that. At my shows, I will ask, I usually in the press about the shows, I say, "Bring an animal for
Yeah.
your head," and so when we get to that part of the show, I've already talked to the lighting person to bring the lights up so that I can look out and see, like, who's got a sloth and who's got a giraffe, which definitely makes no sound,
Yeah,
and who's got a narwhal. You know? And so I'm like,
that was
I see Snoopy, I see, whatever, I see Bluey, and then I try to sing about some of them in the song, so that song is always different at every show.
Well, and you also are challenged to keep up to date with everything happening in kid
Oh
world
my
because, yeah,
gosh,
you just mentioned, Bluey and everything, and I hate to admit it, I could see Bluey, I might not recognize him right off the bat. I probably would
well,
now,
yeah.
but originally or the what was that shark song? I don't know. My
you
kids
mean
are
Baby
older. Baby Shark. Oh, yeah. Yeah. So,
I'm
but
just
That's
gonna
our
you
song. I love that that's what you called it.
I mean, Lori, I'm picking you as my leader as the cool, hip grandma that I will be one day. I'm not going with anyone else. I love your style and I love the creative process that you have because I am an empty nester right now. And I was dancing in my house this morning, and my dogs are like, "What's happening?" So it's very catchy. And so you see the adults. I mean, do they come up to you? And you may have some adults that are like, oh my gosh, if I hear "Pig on My Head" one more time in my car, or that you have it that they love to see their child so happy. I mean, is there a meet in the middle kind of thing? Because, like, if I drive 1,001 miles and I hear Little Mermaid go on in my back seat one more
mm,
time, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you ever get that from adults?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I don't I they're kind.
Yeah.
So, they don't
Yeah.
usually when they meet me, that's not the first thing they'll say, but definitely I have like, like, 100 comments on a social media post of everybody saying, "I love this song's a bop. This music was the soundtrack to my kid's childhood." There'll be one person saying, "No offense, but if I hear, whatever, Victor Vito one more time, I'm gonna blow my brains out."
Yeah, right, right. I think that's natural sometimes with being a parent,
but
for
some of 'em
sure.
are so catchy, like, I Know a Chicken, I love that song. I could sing that all day long. So, yeah, you get kind of excited about it. Well, we would love, 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 it
Oh,
would
I
be
would love it.
amazing, as we say on the Moms Club, if you could sing a little for us. I know your new album is coming out, Walking with Penguins. Is that you're gonna be
Yes.
singing a little bit for us here today? Oh, wow, this is
I
this
just happen to have a guitar here.
what a
No way.
coincidence.
I happen to have a penguin.
Yeah,
So you and
yes.
I'm just gonna say, yeah, it
What a
was meant to be
coincidence.
today.
I'll just play you a little bit of it,
Okay.
because otherwise it'll probably be too long. But it's called Walking with the Penguins, and I wanna say something about it, which is that when I came up with this song, it just responding to your question before about how do I come up with ideas? This was like, first of all, I get lots of requests from parents and teachers. Can you please write a song about X? And I actually started getting requests for penguin songs because a lot of teachers do like a cold weather unit at school, and they were like, "There are no penguin songs. Can you please write a penguin song?" Which is funny. I think Raffi has a penguin album out, Penny the Penguin. He just put out recently. But anyway, so I'm jumping on there. I jumped in there with the penguin song, and I was thinking about it and like, how do I make it? What would be fun? What's interesting? I always like to think from the child's point of view. And someone who I work with, Michelle Esch, who actually dances with me a lot of times, she happens to also be a dancer as well as often my tour manager. She showed me this picture of in Basel, Switzerland. They take the penguins out at the zoo and they walk them around the zoo for a walk. And I was like, oh my God, walking with the penguins. That would be a really fun song. And one more thing about it, which is like thinking about from the child's point of view, I thought, well, what if it's a kid? What if I'm this person singing is a kid at school or somewhere where they have to be sitting and they don't want to be because they're like fidgety and they just want to get up and they keep imagining they're a penguin and they can't stop themselves from jumping up and walking with the penguins. So that's what this song is about. I'm sitting down, but I feel kind of funny. I shake my dark back and I rub my white tummy. I try to stay still, but my body won't listen. And suddenly I'm in a penguin position. Uh-oh, I'm walking with the penguins. Uh-oh, I'm walking with the penguins. Waddle, waddle, heel, heel, waddle, waddle, hop. Waddle, waddle, heel, heel, waddle, waddle, hip, hop. Uh-oh, I'm walking with the penguins. Uh-oh, I'm walking with the penguins. Waddle, waddle, heel, heel, waddle, waddle, hop. Waddle, waddle, heel, heel, waddle, waddle, heel, heel, waddle, waddle, heel, heel. We don't want to stop.
Oh
That's the
my
verse.
gosh.
Love
Yes.
it, I'm gonna be singing that all day.
I can't. Yeah.
If you ever segue to, like, as we're all getting older, senior citizen music, maybe you could have one called "Walking Like a Penguin," because I feel like some days I'm more like that. But,
Or
you know, I
walking with your walker? I
yeah,
mean,
there's
this
that
is
too,
a
yeah.
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 But no, I love that, I love that. Now, I understand are you releasing also an album completely in Spanish of your songs? Is that coming out soon?
It's a 5-song
Oh,
EP.
that's
Yeah,
Oh,
awesome. That is
yeah.
incredible.
great.
Because a few years ago, I recorded one of my more well-known songs, "We Are the Dinosaurs," in Spanish. I thought that it just was so nice to have something in another language so that more kids and families could listen. I thought it would be really nice to do some other songs. And I had also written a song about the Spanish alphabet or the alphabet in Spanish
Are
and
you
the Spanish.
fluent in Spanish?
Not at all. I took French, but I had someone translate them for me, and of course, I know what I'm singing when I'm singing those songs, and she coached me in the studio, and I was like, "Can I is this credible? Like, does this seem like I actually can speak Spanish?" And she was like, yes." So
Oh,
Oh,
I
that's
did it,
that's
and it was so exciting. I mean, I have taken Spanish lessons as an adult,
yeah.
actually, because I thought, "Can't believe that I don't know how to speak Spanish," but,
Same, girl,
yeah.
same.
right,
I
right, but,
mean,
French only gets you so far in so many anyway. So, it was exciting to do that.
Yeah, yeah, I took French in college, and we went to Napoleon's tomb, and we were kinda lost, and so I walked up to the guy and I said, "Où est le tomb?" And he said, it's down the hall to the right." I mean, it was clear that I didn't know what I was doing. So, yes, French is beautiful, but, yeah, Spanish would probably be a little bit more
yeah, when
practical.
I was an RN in the ER, it would have been super helpful to be able to, speak Spanish. Yeah.
Well, do you have a favorite song? I mean, they're probably all your babies, but do you have one that you're like, you hum in the shower? You're like, "I love this song. This kinda like, oh, Mr. Sun Sun that my mom keeps singing all the time." Is there a favorite?
I mean, you're right that they are all my babies, but I do really enjoy singing, Chipmunk at the Gas Pump.
Oh my
Ah.
god, stop, Lori. This is I mean, I I I I can't take it. I love that so much. I
Yeah,
love that so
I
much.
love it.
So, I'll be listening to that one on the way home for sure.
Are there any songs that you thought, "Oh, this is gonna be a big hit with the kids," and it didn't go like you thought? And are there any that surprised you, like, "Oh, wait, I didn't think that was gonna be so popular. Now they're jumping up and down and they're so excited."
Yes, yes, and yes. Like, I feel like I'm actually not very good at being able to tell if a song is gonna hit or not. Like, I have one called "Just Like the Sun" that I wrote years ago, and I think, like, once in the 25 or whatever years that it's been out, somebody has mentioned it to me, and it was, like, one of my favorite songs, and it was basically like, "I went out today and I saw the sun rise, open up its eyes, I saw the sunrise." And then it's, "I'm just like the sun, and I saw it go to bed, I saw the sun set, I saw the sun shine, and I shine like the sun." And I like, that song made me cry every time I sang it, and, like, nobody ever mentions it. But did have one yoga teacher who was like, "This one's great with hula hoops." So that
I need to know where everyone's demanding bananas. Did I say that right? Like that I mean, what w where did that come from?
that was, I mean, really the best songs come from things that kids say. I will just put that out there. It's nothing to do with me. Everyone's demanding bananas. Well, it was, I guess it was the parent, but it was because of the kids. I was working with, Cass Berger, who is this incredible illustrator who also has a wonderful kids book out, actually, who I was on a Zoom call with her talking about some illustrations, and she has two young kids. And she was like, you know, when people walk through the house on Zoom and they're like, "Okay, okay, okay, I'll get that for you in a second," like trying to have a meeting. And we were trying to have a meeting, and she was like, "Okay, just hold on." And she was like, "Ugh, everyone's demanding bananas. I don't know what's going on." And I was like,
Mhm.
"Oh my god."
Mhm. Yeah. I think that's gonna be one of my favorites. That's coming out on the album, correct?
Yes,
Oh,
yes.
Yes. So what are some others that they can look forward to? What are some other titles we should listen to on the new album?
Yeah, another one that has been, um, doing really well is "My Bunny Goes Hop," which is a little of like, my bunny goes hop, 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 my bunny goes hop, hop, hop. Does my gun bunny go rough, rough, rough? No, that's a dog. That from those those books that are like, "My dog, is that my dog? No, my dog is fluffy," softer than
Uh-huh.
that.
Uh-huh.
And I had, this was actually Michelle's daughter would do that, like, eh, "D Mom, my bunny doesn't say ruff, ruff, ruff. My bunny doesn't say meow, meow." And her bunny's name was Hop, and I thought, "Oh, that would be a really fun song to write." So that's on there. Onyx the Octopus, had a lot of requests for octopus songs. There are a lot of, animal songs, which is
Yeah.
always a good.
Mhm.
And that one's more like some octopus facts because people should know about
Of
octopuses
course
because
they
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 should.
are
should.
beautiful. Yeah. So those are some ones that are coming up
Yeah.
on that album.
Well, we're looking forward to it, as well as some ladies that wanna join us and ask you some questions, and those are our Zoomer moms. Welcome, Zoomer moms. Welcome to the Moms Club. Hello, ladies. Well, I'm gonna introduce you. Tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from, and if you have a question for Lori, Lisa, welcome to the Moms Club.
Thank you. Lisa Winzen here. I'm from an area near Fort Worth, Texas. And Lori, I'm just so inspired with what you're doing with all of your music. And I know that there's a lot of children who think, oh, I want to do that. So if a child is interested in learning how to play the guitar, learning music, what age would you suggest would be the best age to start introducing them and letting them take that on?
Guitar is, I'm just thinking about it because there are some different aspects to it. One is that if you play an acoustic guitar, it's actually kind of painful when you start. You have to build calluses up on your fingers. So I used to teach kids starting around 8 years old, and they about half of them would give it up because it hurt. And so one thing to do, electric guitars don't really hurt. So if that's okay in your household too, and it's quiet if you're not using an amp. The other thing is, if they start on piano, there is a much more visual kind of map of how chords work on a piano, and if you play a little piano first, it's very easy to move to guitar. I played a bunch of instruments. I didn't ever even pick up guitar till I was 17, but I had played violin in, middle school. I had played piano since I was 7. I played clarinet. Like, I had learned a lot of other instruments that made it very easy, and I taught myself guitar when I started. But I'm not saying you shouldn't do it with young kids. I think absolutely if someone's interested, you wanna follow that excitement, right? You just don't also want it to die too early if they're not, like, physically ready for the demandingness of it.
That's a great question.
Yeah, that's interesting.
When
That
you
becomes painful, so they
Oh, yeah, well,
yeah.
I played the guitar for a
You
year.
did?
I did, I took guitar lessons. Yeah,
Okay,
I know what she's talking about, the calluses,
oh,
because I was one of
okay.
those quitters, I like,
Yeah.
"Oh, that hurts.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm not
yeah.
gonna do that very long."
It's so sad, yeah. I mean, and also even the pick part, like, if you're not holding pick or even if you are, you can get a blister on your finger, like, all of it goes away from practice, but you do have to kind of push through that.
Janine, welcome to the Moms Club. Tell us a little bit about yourself, and do you have a question for Lori?
Oh, absolutely. Hi, I am Janine, and I'm from Austin, Texas. And I am the mother of a wonderful daughter and the stepmother to a phenomenal lady who happens to be the mom of our grandsons. And I'm just happy to be here with you. I am coming to my question from my experience as having been an elementary teacher for many years. And over the years, I've had many students who have had a wide range of special needs. It could be, it could be neurological, it could be straight physical, it could be just so many different things. And uh, experiencing music with these kiddos can be similar to anybody's. But then there are some ways that children respond to music differently. I'm curious, as to what maybe some of your experiences have been with children who maybe the approach to music might look a little different, and how you've been able to relate to that.
I definitely have a lot of fans who are have all different kinds of support needs, and from like very young children to young adults who have been listening to my music since they were little kids and are still huge fans and come to the shows and are Patreon members and like are really like very involved. So and some of them are have a lot of have cannot move parts of their bodies or can't control them in the same way that somebody else might, and some of it is anyway, so many different things. So one of the things that I think about a lot, I mean, part of it is when I'm singing a song live, I do think a lot about encouraging and talking about different ways that any way that anyone can get involved with the song, because I do write, I'd say 80 to 90% of my songs to be almost like physically um, interactive, that like they can do it any way that works for them. If I might be jumping up and down, but like when I'm singing Rocket Ship Run and we're blasting off, but I'll always start that song saying, if you want to move your head to blast off or your arms or jump with us or have someone help you or lift you, like any way you do it is the right way to do it. So that's one thing that I try to think about and model lots of different ways. Also, for people who have sight problems, if I'm doing hand motions, I try to say what I'm doing at the same time as actually doing them so that they can imagine it and also participate if they want to. And then in terms of writing songs, I do also try to think about writing songs in ways that are as inclusive as possible. So, and the more that I learn about different needs that people have, the better I can be at writing songs like that. But that's also been a long learning process for me, and kind of an exciting one, honestly, because it feels so good to be able to create a song that I know somebody is going to say, like, this song made me feel included.
That's great. And thank you, Zoomer moms. Those are, as always, great, great questions. So, Lori, I know you started your career in rock music. Do you ever, if you could pick an artist in another genre to write with, who would it be? And what do you think the sound would what would you be looking for? Like a cool kid song or a country song? I'm like, do you what would that be?
I mean, so funny. I'm actually collaborating with someone right now who's a rapper, and so that's sort of been interesting. Um, I mean, he raps kids music, but also the first person who came to mind just from my like love growing up and of someone who is still really doing amazing things in music is David Byrne, just because he has such a broad range of kinds of music that he has created, and he's so inventive and also a very, I mean, I don't know. I heard some not so great things about some Broadway stuff. But anyway, let's
Yeah.
imagine that he's perfect, and I would love to
Uh-huh. No, no,
collaborate with him and do something like just, I mean, anything that came out of it. It doesn't have to be anything specific. I think when I write, I mean, I have an entire album of dance remixes of my songs that are, umta, umta, umta. And it's just like that was so fun to try exploring what it felt like to be in the studio and create music that was outside of me sitting there playing my guitar that basically had nothing to do with a guitar. And so I feel open to just like whatever I would enjoy, I'd be interested to find out.
First of all, excellent choice. Anything he does, would be magic, and especially with you. I mean, that would be That's a good question, Monica. Like,
Thank you.
I'm
Thank
just
you, Julie.
no problem.
That's why I'm the host. No, I'm kidding. Anyway,
This is true.
that is true. Well, no, we've really, really enjoyed this. This has been l'amazing, as we say here on the Moms Club. Where can our audience find you? Like, are you going to be touring soon? And where can they find you in social media? And when exactly is your next album going to drop so they can be looking for it?
Yeah. So the album's coming out in June. I think it's June 26th. I should have looked that up before I got here, but I think it's the end of June. And I'm on the best places, the videos that I make probably on YouTube or listening to music streams on all, Apple Music, Spotify, anywhere that you listen to streaming music, you can find me. And on social media, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, are sort of the main places that I hang out. And I play live all the time. So like this weekend, these shows are sold out in Maryland. We have a couple of shows. I play sometimes by myself solo. Sometimes I'll have Michelle join me dancing on stage. And this weekend we're playing with the whole band and Michelle, which is going to be super fun. But then I'll be in Fort Lauderdale and Atlanta the following weekend. Actually, I'm coming to
I
Texas
was
in
about to
April. I'll
say,
be in
are
San
you
Oh,
coming to
well, yeah.
Austin? What's happening? Yeah.
I'm not coming to Austin. I didn't get an
What?
offer from there, but I
Oh,
did.
sorry.
I was able to fit San Antonio and
Yep.
Dallas together, so I'll be doing
Oh.
both of those shows. I think it's April 25th and 26th.
Well, Julie, that's not that far away. We can go warm up our vocal cord. Well, let's practice the guitar. Let's see what we can. Maybe we can do a little practice. Let's see if we're worthy of performing
Yeah,
her
no,
Being
I'm
songs.
looking for a warm up act. I think you guys are it.
Oh.
We didn't even try out. That's what I
That's
love about
right. Yeah,
that.
this
Yeah,
is
that's
great.
amazing.
Well, thank you so much. We've really, really enjoyed it. And thank you, Zoomer Moms. As always, we love it when our Zoomer Moms are on our show. And if you would like to be a Zoomer Mom, go to our website, InsideTheMomsClub.com, where you can just click on the button where it says Zoomer Mom, and you can audition to be a Zoomer mom, just like these ladies were, and ask some fabulous questions. You can find us on social media at Inside the Moms Club. We're on everything: TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and our YouTube channel is going gangbusters. Thank you so much for subscribing. And if you're watching this on YouTube, hit the subscribe button. We absolutely love to have you join us as a subscriber and another friend of the show. We also have a newsletter that we want to connect you with, and send us your ideas of things that you want us to write about on the newsletter. And I will try to be as serious as possible in answering that, which should turn out to be very comical in the end. And yes, and be a guest on ideas for guests on the show. We're open. This is the Moms Club. We are moms hanging out, having a good time, and we want you to join us.
I mean, we got to be flexible. And now I'm going to be a hip grandma one day. No pressure to my girls, but
Yeah,
I'm excited.
yeah,
Yeah.
next year. No,
Oh my
not
God.
that soon.
Yeah.
Well, now, Julie, there's one thing that we have to we always share with our moms, and that is our motto. If you don't laugh sometimes, ladies, remember this.
You are going to cry. So keep laughing.
Keep laughing. We'll see you next time inside the Moms Club.